Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're doing another character guide, and today it's going to be James T. West from the 1999 film Wild Wild West. So this one is going to be Will Smith's character. I think this is, it's funny because this movie actually gets a lot of hate and apparently a lot of people didn't like it and it was a big box office bust. I really like this film. Like, it's lame in parts and it's got things about it that I don't like, but it's a pretty fun film. So I'm surprised that so many people don't like it. But anyway, we're going to be recreating Will Smith's character, so that's going to be his weapons, his outfit, and his look as best we can through character creation. So if you've been through these before, you know how they go, so it's nothing new there. If at any point during this video you find yourself liking it, be sure to click that like button and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Those two things show me that the content I'm making is the stuff you like, and it makes it more likely that I'm going to make more of it. So with all that in mind, let's just dive on in and start off with James T. West's weapons. So the first weapon we're going to be looking at is the character's primary sidearm. And so in the film, his primary sidearm is a Colt 1860 Army revolver, and it's heavily customized in a two-toned black and silver sort of look. So we're almost able to perfectly imitate it. So one thing we can't do is his has a JW in big silver letters on the grip. We can't do that, but we can do the ebony grip because his grip is black, so it checks out. The short barrel, improved rifling, improved sights. We're going to do full engraving, but then we're going to take it off the barrel, and the inlay for that engraving should be silver. Then, if you want to imitate it as best as I think you're able to, you do it like this. So black and steel for the barrel, and then nickel plating for the cylinder, the frame, the hammer, the trigger guard, and the trigger, because that's what his looks like. The only thing we're not able to do perfectly well is the frame. So on his, it looks exactly like this, except for the little section of the frame directly behind the cylinder on his revolver is also black. So the argument could be made that you do it black, but then it really ruins the whole look of it. So I prefer just to sacrifice that little bit of two-toned duality there for the overall look. And like I said, it looks almost exactly like his handgun from the movie. And this will be his iconic handgun that he uses the vast majority of the time. So almost every time he's pulling a gun, it's this one. So he also has another handgun as a backup sidearm, so we'll do that one now. So his second one we can't imitate as well, but we can come decently close. So his secondary sidearm is a Colt 1862 Police with a Richards Mason conversion. So that would be a 38 rimfire sidearm. So the reason we can't perfectly imitate it is, one thing, ours is not a conversion. It's a black powder revolver, so it doesn't look quite right. And two, the Police model was rather short. It had, I think, either a 4.5 or a 5-inch barrel on it, which is, decently shorter than this. And other than that, it had a more modern ejection rod style and had a cylindrical barrel instead of an octagonal barrel like this. So it's not perfect, but you can come pretty dang close by doing your Navy revolver like this, because it still has a lot of the same things going on. So if you want to do it with the Navy revolver for the secondary sidearm, pearl grips, short barrel, improved rifling, improved sights, no engraving, no carving, and then full nickel plating. No, like I said, it looks pretty stock, other than the fact that it's very shiny because it's nickel plated, so no engravings or anything on this. So that's one way you can do his secondary weapon, his sidearm. And then the other way is just by using a cattleman. And so it looks a little bit different, but it does have a couple advantages. One being the barrel can be much shorter, and you've got the more modern ejection rod style. So either way, you can go with either one of those. If you want to keep it two navies, it's easy to do two navies with this build, or you can do the Navy as your primary, making up for his 1860 Army, and then trying to use the cattleman as the closest thing to the 1862 Police revolver. So those are his two primary weapons that he uses. I mean, like I said, he mostly uses the 1860 Navy, but he also uses this one in a couple scenes. So those are his two primary weapons. And so we have the outfit right here. So I think it turned out pretty dang good and looks almost exactly like his does. So it should go without saying that he does wear a couple different outfits during the movie, but this one I think is his most iconic one. And there's really only, I guess you could call it one, but maybe two things that aren't perfect about this outfit. One being the hat and the other one being the coat. Now the problem with the coat is that he wears one that is almost exactly this style, but they appear to have cut the tails off of it for the movie just to give him a shorter look. So if we had a jacket that was open, had the same lapels, same style as like this one, but had the tail cut off, then it would be absolutely perfect. But that's all I'm going to say beforehand, so let's just go through the parts that make up this outfit. So the first part is the hat, and there are basically two options because his hat is kind of somewhere in between them, but the larger option and the one that I decided to go with is the drifter hat. And so this clean black variant of the drifter hat matches his almost perfectly. It's a little bit bigger and it curves up just a little bit more, so it doesn't look quite perfect with it, but it's very, very close, and in my opinion, the best option. There is one other option, like I said, that's on the other side of the spectrum. And so the black variant of the Western Homburg hat is the other option. See, his is kind of in between the sizes of this one and the Drifter hat. The brim is a little bit bigger than this, but a little bit smaller than the Drifter hat. I give it to the Drifter hat because I think that it's better for it to be a little bit bigger because it matches the outfit a little bit better, and also it's clean, whereas this one's dirty. So those are the two best options for the hat. Like I said, I think the Drifter hat is better. Then for the tie, we have the dress tie, and I went with this dark blue variant. Now, his in the film is much darker blue. It's almost black, and it's primarily that with like white polka dots on it, like pretty scattered, so it's mostly blue. Now, unfortunately, Rockstar seems to be terrified of dark blue because none of their clothing options come in like a dark navy blue, and when they do, they've got like bright blue stripes on them like this or something like that. So unfortunately, the tie doesn't match perfectly that way, but he does wear a dark blue dress tie, and so this is the closest we can come to his neckwear. And so, like I said, his coat is basically a tailcoat with the tail cut off, so it looks exactly like the style, lapels and everything, and it's very fancy, but his has the tail cut off, so I think the best option is still going with the black tailcoat, as everything else matches 100%. So if you have the black tailcoat, that's the option I recommend going with. But if not, the plain black roller jacket works in a pinch. It's a little bit too long in the front, and it doesn't quite match the style as well, but it will still work. But the black worsted coat is probably the best alternative jacket for this outfit. Now, like I said, neither one of them works quite as well because they've got too many buttons and they're a little bit too long in the front, whereas the tailcoat matches it almost perfectly. So again, if you have the tailcoat, that's the one I recommend going with. Otherwise, either of these two other options will work. For the vest, again, we're severely limited in how well we can adapt this outfit because Rockstar, for some reason, is terrified of dark navy blue. So we have to go with the black paisley vest because it is the closest one. It's a similar darkish color. It is approximately the same like shape and sits the same way on his body and doesn't clash with the outfit. So that is the best option. For the shirt, we have basically a perfect option in the this variant, the 18th variant, the French dress shirt. It's white with thin black stripes, which is exactly what his is in the outfit, so that's the shirt to go with. For the weapon equipment, we're going to go with the embossed gunslinger gun belt, and so I did not include a offhand holster. If you choose to, then I would just match it, the embossed gunslinger offhand holster, with this one, the same black one, if you want to do like both of his sidearms. In the film, I'm assuming he keeps his secondary one either in an underarm holster or tucked in his belt or something else, because he does not have two holsters. He only has the one holster, and it is a drop leg holster like this. So yeah, for weapon equipment, I only did the black embossed gunslinger gun belt. For the pants, I think the best option are the clean black clerk pants. Now, in the film, he's wearing black pants, and they appear to be very clean and uniform in color, but they don't appear to be pleated like the tuxedo pants option are here in the game. So even though they're very nice, they don't look like that. So I think the best option are the clean black clerk pants because they're clean and uniform, and they don't have any extra designs or anything on them, and they match the basic cut of the pants he wears in the film. So those are the pants. For the boots, we're going to keep it real simple with the clean black Warren Roper's boots, and we're going to tuck those into the pants because he wears his like that. And then we're going to include the 9th variant of the Western Rider spurs, these clean black ones with the, I guess you call them slightly copperish silver accents. So those are the spurs. And there we have it. So in a side-by-side comparison, I think it looks pretty dang like him. It's pretty close. Like I said, as far as the outfit goes, yes, the vest and the tie, it would be much better if they were a darker navy blue instead of a lighter blue tie and a black vest, because that would be basically, then the outfit would be almost perfect. And the hat, like I said, is somewhere in between the Homburg hat and the Drifter hat, but I think the Drifter hat looks better with the outfit. So that is Jim West's outfit from the 1999 Wild Wild West. So we're now going to go over and I'll show you the facial hair options, and then we'll go into character creation. So for hair, we're just going to go with the short curly afro, and we're going to do the 9th color variant, so the dark black one. For facial hair, even though he has somewhat of like a little half beard going on, we're going to go with clean shaven because none of the beard options in this game are short enough to even come close to matching his. Then for stubble, we are going to include stubble to somewhat try to capture the fact that he has sort of a half beard going on, and that will do it for hair and facial hair. And so here we have him. So you can see all of the basic options that I went with here. I think, like I said, I think it turned out pretty good and actually looks quite a bit like him from the film. I didn't quite get the bottom of his jaw right now that I'm looking at him side by side again. But other than that, I got it pretty dang close. So let's just go through it. I'll show you each of the sliders so you can calibrate your own character to look just like Will Smith, or at least as close as I was able to get him. And so there we have him, and like I said, I think it turned out pretty decent. There's obviously improvements that could be made by someone far more talented than I, but I think we came pretty close to looking like Will Smith. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.